Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. The influence of Chinese enterprises in overseas markets is growing. Internet, mobile communications, Chinese manufacturing, etc., have gone overseas one after another and achieved remarkable market results. This has aroused concerns in the West, starting with the United States, which is tit for tat against the TikTok application software that China has gone overseas with great success. The United Kingdom has also followed in the footsteps of the United States, demanding that it be banned from being installed on electronic equipment of public servants. Less than 24 hours after the British sanctioned Chinese companies, China's countermeasures came, and the British companies were fined 200 million yuan. In some matters, the United Kingdom did not make the right choice, and it got closer and closer to the United States, and was gradually dragged into the water by the United States. The most typical example is the 5G cooperation event. Originally, the UK chose Huawei for 5G cooperation and allowed Huawei to participate in the construction of the 5G core network. If the UK sticks to its choice, it should have achieved good results in 5G network construction by now. However, the United Kingdom chose to abandon cooperation and have to dismantle Huawei equipment before 2027. As a result, the UK will lose at least several billion pounds, and it will also waste precious 5G network construction time. Replacing new 5G equipment has to face huge maintenance costs, which is not worth it no matter how you look at it. The UK also said that it gave up Huawei's 5G due to pressure from the US. But no matter what the purpose of the United Kingdom is, since it has made its own choice, it has to bear the corresponding consequences. What people didn't expect was that instead of correcting the mistakes, the UK made mistakes again and again. Like the United States, the United Kingdom began to ban the application software TikTok of Chinese companies. According to British requirements, TikTok is not allowed to be installed in the electronic devices of public servants. The reason for the UK's actions is still the usual national security, which has become commonplace. TikTok is just an app, and it is too far-fetched to rise to national security. The real purpose is nothing more than the rapid rise of TikTok, which has become a part of the lives of young people in the West. Whether it is the competitive pressure on Western companies, or the ideological change of TikTok content itself, it is not what the West wants to see. Therefore, the United States, the United Kingdom, and other countries have taken action against TikTok one after another, and even robbed them. It is no different from Ming Qiong if they want Chinese companies to divest TikTok business to them. It is worth mentioning that within 24 hours of the British sanctions on Chinese companies, China's countermeasures came. British companies were fined more than 200 million yuan by China. What happened? The cause of the incident was China's review of Deloitte, one of the 4 major audits in the West, and it was found that Deloitte had serious audit deficiencies in its audit work on Chinese companies from 2014 to 2019. Generally speaking, many Chinese companies will choose Western accounting firms, especially the Big Four audit firms, including PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, KPMG, and Ernst & Young. They can use the most professional knowledge and the best accountants to provide customers with high-quality audit services. In short, The financial statements of large companies in various countries are almost all audited by the Big Four. It stands to reason that the possibility of such a professional audit company making mistakes is very small, but there are no absolutes in the world. The West has been pointing fingers at Chinese companies, and China has planned to stop citing the four major Western audits and launch corresponding investigations. Unexpectedly, there was indeed a problem. After Deloitte, headquartered in London, England, was found out, China issued a fine of 210 million yuan and closed its Beijing branch for 3 months. Some people regard this as a countermeasure against the UK's sanctions on Chinese companies. Of course, if Deloitte really has no problems, how can it be like this? British companies have been fined in China, and we are naturally well known, so it is reasonable to punish British companies if there are problems. However, the UK did not have any substantive evidence for its actions against Chinese companies such as Huawei and ZTE. It said that there were security risks, and did not produce evidence from the beginning to the end. If there was one, it would have been widely disseminated with the temperament of the West. The UK has narrowed its path, and there may be greater variables in the future, including Chinese companies reconsidering their investment projects in the UK. In 2020, Huawei won a land project in Cambridge, UK, for the construction of an optoelectronic R&D centre, with an investment of £1 billion. If this investment lands, it will be able to cultivate more scientific and technological innovation talents for the UK, and it is not impossible to turn the Cambridge campus into the second Silicon Valley of the United States. However, the project has not yet started, and Huawei's attitude is still evaluating the project. Huawei needs to start construction before August this year, otherwise the planning permission will be withdrawn by the UK. Judging from the UK's bad attitude towards Huawei, even if Huawei starts production, whether it can obtain market protection in the future is a problem. Huawei's investment in the UK requires a good market environment. If the UK cannot provide such an environment, the project may continue to be evaluated until it is abandoned. The UK first gave up Huawei's 5G, and then followed in the footsteps of the United States to ban TikTok. Now China has imposed a heavy fine of 200 million yuan on British companies. Huawei may also give up investment in the UK in the future. All this is caused by the UK itself. If you agree with the viewpoint in this video, please like it, welcome to Forward, leave a message and share.